we're sitting here gabbing back and forth about, from why to wow, and talking about some of the differences, some of the things that we've seen that we didn't even see coming. They kind of blindsided us, and they became undocumented benefits.
There you go.
I don't know. So you're
it's
talking.
Not even a benefit. We need to add that.
So, Christy's talking about being an introvert. So you as an introvert have put yourself out there and become much more extroverted.
I think so. That's what I'm told anyway.
So Angie says you're an extrovert?
Yeah, I say I'm an introvert all the time, and she's like, "Hey, I don't think you're an introvert. I think you're very much an extrovert." And I was like, "No, I'm not." She was like, "Yeah, do you know how much you talk? You won't shut up." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she was like, "Yeah, you're talking all this stuff." And I was like, "You know what? I've never have been, nor have I ever considered myself an extrovert. Not ever. And it's because I'm talking to people that I'm talking to more people in this online brokerage, and I'm meeting more people, and I'm around more people than I ever was with a brick and mortar, which is weird.
Yeah, so it's
the exact opposite.
You and I were with two of the largest brokerages here in Greenville.
Yep.
And like you said, I could have interactions with people, but I wouldn't say that I went out of my way, and I was little Susie Sunshine,
I'm not
gabbing
the
up the
sunshine
day.
for this.
But I agree. I think that I could see that with you, with doing the Dear Horton and the Red Door and the people that are coming.
And I realized I enjoy it, and I was like, "Oh my God,
See?
what happened to me?"
Light bulb.
And I was like, "Oh my God." I would tell Tyler when he was little, I was like, "Tyler, people suck." and I was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Some people will suck the life out of you, right? There's good and bad. So you
Fun
want to,
suckers.
yes, they are. And so you want to be in the rooms and be around the people that are going to help lift you up. You remember that box? We were talking about this.
Yeah.
About I don't have a box. I have severe anxiety, so I'm not thinking in a box. I'm all over the place. But I look at EPIQUE, and this is something that I didn't realize until recently. We're talking about it, that we're not even the other firms, just being at that point in my life before I joined EPIQUE, it's like I was in a box. And I had grown all I felt I could grow on my own, right? And then, I was doing coaching, and that helped me a lot. But one thing I've got to say, after I joined EPIQUE, and this was one of those things that I realized later, it was more like my wow, oh my God. It's like now I'm not in a box. You can go as wide as you want, you can go as high as you want, and there's nothing stopping you. If you want to continue to learn whatever it is, they're going to help you. There's so many different rooms that you can be in to help you grow, whatever aspect of your career that it happens to be within. Whether it's
not sitting in a queue and waiting to get your question answered.
Oh.
At some point, you can actually pick up the phone. You can text. You can email. You can call.
Email, you can call.
Yeah, they're real people.
It's actual people. For it to be an online brokerage, there's more people and more interaction and more availability than you could have, or at least from my experience, that I had in the past. Now, there was nothing wrong with I have nothing bad to say about the firm that I was with previously, because it wasn't bad. It suited me, and it suited me well for the time in my life and in my career that I was in. But I needed more. And in that, I would have never found it there. I could turn around and go back now, and then, oh my God, it would not give me.
But it served you.
It was a stepping stone.
For that period of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And we all grow, and I've seen people that stay with their brokerage, for dozens of years. I see it.
Might be for
them. And that's absolutely fine and admirable. Some of us are just wired differently. I mean,
You
and
want
there's
to
nothing wrong with
continuously
that.
improve.
Yeah.
You know, and just because you're with the same brokerage, you know, forever, it doesn't mean that they don't continuously improve. But from my experience, they can get complacent. It is not, from my point of view, and this is not speaking to anybody else's examples other than mine. From my point of view, I think that it's very easy for a company to be in a position where they're doing well, everything's working, their gears are meshing.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Correct. That's exactly it. And so then when you're in that mindset of it's not broke, don't fix it, then to me that is a complacent mindset. Okay? Versus continually improving. And one thing is for sure, if nothing else, I learned very early on with EPIQUE is they are continuously improving.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If there's something that doesn't work right, they're not gonna make a rash decision. But just because they spent the time, money, and effort to put something in place, if it ain't working, they're gonna fix it. They're not going to keep that mindset that, well, dang, I done spent all that time, money, and effort in it.
Yeah.
Y'all just gonna deal with that right now. No, because I don't know if you have realized that since you've been there, they are continuously improving, and that was a big thing that resonated with me. Because for me, that is what I try to do with myself every day. I am not perfect. It took me a long time, and my therapist telling me I'm comparing myself to God to realize that. And that was a big eye-opener for me. I was like, oh my God, I'm not, but I'm trying really hard because I'm hard on myself, which means I'm hard on everybody around me. And that just means I love everybody. I'm trying to, do the best I can. But to understand that we're not perfect, but there's nothing wrong with continuously trying to improve, in your life, in your career. And EPIQUE allows that to happen because they have so many opportunities to allow you to continuously improve whatever it is you want. If it's you want to be a mentor or a coach, then they're going to help you with that. If it's for sales or marketing, they're going to help you with that. For your advertising, whatever it is. If you want to focus on, rev share, a whole different stream of income, right? There's so many different things that they can focus on. But that wow for me was, one of the things was that they are continuously improving. They have all these benefits. You've got so many benefits. You won't use them all. Now you've got roadside assistance for your whole family. Elder care, pet care.
Yeah.
There's so many different things.
The things that they're offering are just...
Yeah, there's lots of things. But put all those things aside and say that none of those matter. The fact that they continuously improve and are trying to make our lives easier as agents and continuously improve as a company, but also provide value to us and help us continuously
if we're
improve.
taken care of and our life is, we have those fewer
excel, they
stresses.
excel.
If we don't have to worry about mom having somebody, to look after her, or the kids, or the dog is sick or whatever. If they know that they can help with that,
it's huge.
We're taken care of, then you're producing better agents. Those are the stresses in life when you think about, arguments at home. How many couples get into arguments about finances, things like that? Well, there's those insurance costs.
Yeah, and
we've
then there's also mental health visits.
Mental health, mental health.
There's so many. Maybe I should use
You
those.
take care of the people that take care of you.
Yep.
That's all there is to it, and they really they've gone out of their way to make sure that they're providing those things for the agents.
And that's huge.
Yeah, it is.
It's not like
unprecedented.
What can you do for me?
Mm-hmm.
It's more in line to what can we do for you so we all succeed.
Yeah, and I think that, the fact that I always had that missing piece, like I said, that little puzzle piece that's, gotten lost between the cushions and the sofa, and you look for, because that puzzle is never going to be complete unless you find it. I think EPIQUE has slowly started to show me where that missing puzzle piece is. and that as scary as it can be at times, it's eye-opening. So, I mean, there's a lot that I'm sure people will say about me, have said about me, or will say about me that I probably don't see because I'm too close to it. But, you know.
Oh, I'm sure there's probably a lot said about me. And it's funny, I used to say I don't care what anybody thinks, and then I realized, well, maybe I care what everybody thinks. But then the reality of it is, you need to think about that person that you're trying to care about what they think. You know,
do I value what they have to think?
Right.
Yeah.
And the reality of people going to judge you no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, and
oh please, I got told I was nuts.
So
even my own husband, I think, thought I was nuts when I said I signed on with EPIQUE today. What?
Well, I mean, hopefully it's
shock and awe, baby. Shock and awe.
And you know, the worst case scenario is you like, you know, I gave it a try, didn't like it, and I'm leaving. Yeah. You know, that hadn't happened for me. You know, I'm still happy.
Good. That's great. And you've been a big help. I mean, there's the things that you go over, you know, documents and forms, and, you know, learning from our experiences, and being open to sharing those mistakes that we've made, because we don't want somebody else to make the same mistake. I mean, that's a big thing. I mean, I can't say that I can ever remember a leader or teacher, coach talking about a mistake that they've made and talking about what that cost them or their client.
A lot of people don't want to honor that. You know, a lot of people don't want to admit that they made a mistake. You know, and even, you know, our coach, you know, Robbie will tell you, hey, look, I'm selling you this because I learned the hard way. And that's a big thing I resonated, you know, with Robbie, is because I felt like she was genuine, right? And it resonated with me, because when I'm doing, you know, my weekly trainings where I'm going over whatever the form might be, just the basic simple little form that everybody takes for granted, there could be so many different conversations had about it, right? And I think we've witnessed that in some of the trainings. And you're like, yeah, this is what happened to me. And you're like, oh my God, what? And so we learn from talking and sharing our experiences. But some people, they might not be willing to share that experience because they might be ashamed. Like, I can't believe I did that. I'm not.
Well, you have to be vulnerable. Anybody. I mean, and people sometimes think that vulnerability means weakness, and that's definitely not the case. So, yeah, lots of good stuff. So, more wise to wows. So,
see you
later.